Whipping angry winds seen from a window in St. Martin as Hurricane Earl sideswiped the Virgin Islands, dumping up to 8 inches of rain.
I've never seen waves like this.
In St. Croix, heavy surf crashed on shore. The waves tore boats from their docks. And in St. Kitts, heavy surf ran this Coast Guard ship aground. High winds damage roofs and knock down trees and power lines, blocking roads. The next population in the hurricane's path, the 36,000 residents of the Turks and Caicos Islands.
We're getting really choppy water. On the west side of the island is where the open ocean is, and it's extremely rough out there right now.
Computer models predict Earl will remain a powerful hurricane, tracking to brush the North Carolina coast as early as Thursday night. Already, the phone is ringing off the hook at the Outer Banks Motel in Hatteras.
We don't charge you, of course, if you don't come during a hurricane.
People here are also starting to worry about beach erosion. The Outer Banks are shrinking, some beaches losing 15 feet of sand per year. Here's a picture of the main road on Hatteras, literally washed away after Hurricane Isabel in 2003. It's been built back now, but 81-year-old Carol Dillon, who has owned this motel since 1955, worries there's not enough beach left in front of her motel to protect it.
When we had 500 feet of beach, we did not have water on the Outer Banks Motel property.
Well, the water here on the Outer Banks is already off limits to swimmers because of dangerous rip currents. Those will only get stronger as the hurricane approaches. As for the people here, well, very few have left so far, but many say they will make the decision and get out tomorrow if the hurricane remains on its current path. Harry?
Don Teague, thank you. David Bernard is chief meteorologist at CBS 4 News in Miami and our CBS News hurricane expert. Dave, good evening.
Good evening, Harry.
Let's talk a little bit about why the conditions have been ripe for this to turn into this massive Category 4 storm.
Well, everything was really going for the hurricane the last few days, and in particular, the water temperatures are really exceedingly warm all across the tropical Atlantic and the Caribbean. In fact, some of those temperatures are at the highest levels that they've ever recorded.
And what are we looking for that will determine Earl's future path?
I think the real critical points right now in the next 24 to 36 hours are basically going to be two weather systems, a jet stream dip that's coming into the mid part of the country and a blocking high that's been pushing the hurricane toward the coast. Basically, if that dip gets here faster, that's going to push Earl out to sea. But if the blocking high wins, then the hurricane is going to track much closer to the coast.
And finally, David, what happens if this storm ends up tilting farther to the west?
Basically, Harry, if this hurricane comes in close to the coastline, we're going to be seeing significant damage as possible on Long Island and southern portions of New England as we go into Friday and Saturday. If it stays offshore, and maybe nothing more than just a nasty nor'easter with some gusty winds and a lot of rain.
David Bernard in Miami this evening. Thank you very much.